and welcome to episode 11 of Talkin Shit with Ava Lisette. I am your host, Ava Lisette. Hello, how are you? So, today, I wanted to talk about something that I made a TikTok about today, about manifestation, right? And so, in that video that I made, I was talking about how I have been seeing, like, crows and ravens, and then I saw in a spiritual book that my business partners here have. I read that crows and ravens are like a way to know that your manifestations are coming. And then a raven landed right next to me. And that was kind of like my sign that, all of my manifestations were going to come true. And they did. And that was in June of last year that had all happened. And then now, it's May. And I found my old notebook that has my very first moon ritual in it, where I manifested for real, for the very first time. And I wanted to talk about that. But first, let's go ahead and do our fragrance of the day, and then we'll do our oracle poll, and then after that, we will get into this, okay? So fragrance of the day. This is the Coach Floral? I think it's just called Coach Floral EDP. Fragrance family floral, obviously. And then it is a sweet floral. The top notes are pineapple sorbet, which I was kind of surprised to hear, but that makes a lot of sense. And then middle is tea rose, and base is creamy woods. It smells really good. It's very, very, very spring. I got this, I think Tyler got it for me. I want to say it was sometime in the fall. So I was like, it smells really good, but I'm not going to wear it until spring and summer, because obviously, like, it's fall. Like, I don't want to wear something like this during the fall, but it smells really, really good. So I'm glad that I can finally wear it now. Also, sorry, I might need to, like, stop to cough a few times because I am getting over a cold. So if I'm a little bit sniffly or if my voice sounds a little hoarse, that is why. But I also wanted to talk about, last week, okay, let's talk about what happened last week. So last week, we kind of got a little heavier in topic, and I wanted to, in that episode, oh my God, my mind is all over the place. I'm so sorry. In that episode, I also added in the description, resources to help, and one of the resources that I added was Al-Anon, and I went to my very first Al-Anon meeting last night, and that was, it was really nice. It was really, really nice to be in a place that, that was literally just there to support me and my family with what we were going through. If you don't know, Al-Anon is essentially AA, but like for the families, friends, and observers of a person who struggles with addiction to alcohol. And me and my mom and my sister went. My little brother had a bonfire to go to because, he just graduated, which, again, so fucking weird. So he's doing like all of these senior activities with all of his friends. But we went, and it was really nice. It was a really, really welcoming environment, and I liked that a lot. So if, you or a loved one is struggling with alcoholism or any sort of addiction, please look for resources. Try to, get as much help as you can in order to, take care of your own mental health and take care of yourself as much as possible. So there's my little spiel on that. Because I don't really want to talk about super deep topics right now. I've been an emotional wreck, like, pretty much the entire month of May. So, when this episode comes out, it's going to be June, and that is very exciting. It's Pride Month. Happy Pride Month. So I'm very, very excited for the summertime and what that's going to bring to me, my loved ones, and I'm very, very happy. So let's see what we got. So I got Obsidian. Sharp and Shadows it has scissors on it, which I was not expecting, because this is supposed to be just like crystals and stuff. But let me go ahead and look at the description for this. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. Okay. Let's be clear. Obsidian is not a gentle friend. Precise, yes. Masterful, always. Quicker than a cheetah taking down a gazelle, absolutely. But gentle, that's not Obsidian's domain. An uncompromising mirror and surgically sharp blade, Obsidian helps you see your shadows and excise them. I don't know if that's supposed to mean I don't know what excise means. Guys, I'm having a struggle with reading, okay? I'm going to talk a little bit about that too, because we definitely saw it last week. Okay. No long, drawn-out therapy sessions or weeks of vacillating. When it's time to let go, Obsidian tells you there's no mercy in taking it slow. And that, in and of itself, is sometimes a relief. When you need the kind of honesty that lets you see your shadows clearly, when you are truly ready to make a final and clean break, when you want the letting go to be fast, call on Obsidian. If Obsidian is appearing, there is something or someone you need to cut loose. All right. Well, I think we know who that might be about. I think we know who that might be talking about. And, Al-Anon, I learned, is kind of supposed to be like, you're not controlling the situation, you're not trying to control the person, you are accepting it for what it is. And that does not mean enabling, and that does not mean criticizing. It's just, it is what it is, and I need to accept that it is what it is. And I feel like that's something that I've already been kind of doing in therapy, so to have this like kind of shown to me in a very specific circumstance, I feel like is definitely needed. So definitely calling on Obsidian, I guess. Or Obsidian is calling out to me. I have a ton of Obsidian at home. I think I talked about this in my Q&A episode, where Obsidian is one of my favorite stones for protection. And because it's very sharp. It's, I know a lot of Native Americans used them for like hunting and things like that. Like they were like chipped into knives and things like that. And so Obsidian has been used for protection for forever. But anyway, that's what I got for that. Okay, so let's get into the manifestation. I feel like there was something that I said I wanted to bring up before I started on this, and now I fully forgot what that was. If it pops back into my head, then we'll talk about it. If not, I'll probably see this while I'm editing and be like, oh, that's what I wanted to talk about, and then write it down for the next episode. So, this is my very first real official manifestation and my first ever moon ritual that I did. And this was dated July 28th, 2022. So we are almost 3 years since I've written this. And during that time, 2022 was a very hard year for both me and my fiance, because we were dealing with really just shitty living situation after shitty living situation. And there will be one day where I talk about that like in depth. But essentially what happened was we moved in, we had a really crazy roommate, and then moved into my grandma's house, and then we got an apartment that was right across the street from his school, and we were like, oh my gosh, this is perfect, and it's in, college town, and you can walk to school, so we're going to save a lot of money on gas and all of this. And then we got there, it was roach infested. Thank God we didn't move any of our stuff in, because I literally, and when I look back, I'm like, oh my God, I'm like so glad that I had the idea to do this. I told Tyler, I was like, the first day that we go and sign the lease, I want to clean, because I don't trust that they're going to clean the apartment properly, right? So I'm so glad in hindsight that I did that, because that night that we were just cleaning, we didn't move anything inside other than cleaning products. We killed 15 roaches. Well, Tyler killed 15 roaches. I was not going to touch them. I've always been really scared of roaches. I don't know why. Like, they freak me out really bad. And especially now, like, if I see a roach, I will literally have nightmares. It's so bad. It's so bad. But we killed like 15. It was like as soon as the sun went down, the roaches came out, and we killed like 15. And then we tried to get our deposit back. We broke our lease, all of that. They basically stole like $2,000 from us that we never got back. And then when we took it to small claims court, they were like, oh, well, technically this apartment is deemed livable by the state of California. So you can't get your money back. And they basically threw out our case. So, fuck you. And that was really annoying. And that is $2,000 that we will never get back, unfortunately. But, it is what it is. We made that money back tenfold. But, yeah, that was a really bad situation. So then we had to move back in with my grandma. And then, after that, we decided to move out of town, out of Orange County, because Orange County was so expensive. And if you did not hop in on the first apartment, like sign paperwork the day that you saw that apartment, it was gone immediately. So we moved out of town. We ended up finding a beautiful apartment that I was very, very happy with. But I wrote this when I was desperate. I was so desperate because I believe this was after we had been in that really shitty apartment that with the roach problem. So I told Tyler, it was like the first time that a moon ritual idea popped up on my For You page on TikTok, and I was like, baby, we should try this. Like, I think it would make me feel a lot better if we try to do something like this. So we sat outside, and obviously it was a new moon, so we weren't really sitting in the moonlight. It was pretty much pitch black. But we wrote this together. I put on like healing frequencies, and we wrote these, and he wrote his own. And I'm not sure what his said, because I don't think he can find the notebook that he wrote his in. But this one is mine. So it says July 28th, 2022. It finally happened. Tyler, Lila, Zoso, and I, this was before we had Sabbath, have a beautiful home to call our own. It's everything we could have wanted and more. We're both in better spirits and feel so carefree. Oh my God, can I fucking English? Jesus Christ. And are both carefree. I have noticed a significant decrease in my pain, and my health is on the upswing. I feel like I'm finally going back to normal. Tyler has started therapy and has learned how to better manage his stress. I notice a change in how he carries himself. I love seeing him so confident again. Our relationship has grown so much, and we have an endless kind of love. I feel free and happy. My promotion has been amazing. And I'm understanding and learning quickly. My new team seems to enjoy my company, and I enjoy theirs. I feel like I have no negative energy surrounding me. Tyler also loves things at his location. He gets along with everyone, and that's exactly what I would expect. We have both made new friends, and we're more social than ever. Oh my God, I'm going to tear up. Our anxiety has melted away and has allowed us to be the kind of people we've always wanted to be. Our authentic selves. We're also enjoying the lifestyle that we've created, making time for the gym, which we did struggle with that a little bit, but we're working on it. Eating healthier, and I've taken up cooking. I have not. That's probably the one thing in here that is not true, but I am trying to cook a little bit more often. We're more active with our pets, and overall, we're taking better care of ourselves and each other. I have never been happier, and I can't wait for years to come with this new home of ours, where it's just the two of us. That ended up being exactly what happened. I got that promotion, hated it. Because this was when I was working at Starbucks, and I transferred over, and I promoted like a month or 2 after I got there. Then I stayed for like one more month, and then I quit because Starbucks was literally the worst job ever, and becoming a shift supervisor was quite literally the worst decision I had ever made in my entire life. If you work at Starbucks, don't do it. Don't become a shift supervisor, because it will literally drain every single part of you, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. It will drain you. It is awful. So I quit that pretty soon after, and then I was just working at Ulta. And that was when I wanted to start doing more content creation. So I started putting a lot of focus on that. And at first it didn't really pick up, and then it started to pick up. And, now I am where I am today, which is crazy. I hit 50K this week, yesterday, which is insane. Like, when I think about that, I'm like, whoa, what do you mean? What do you mean 50,000 people care what I have to say? You know what I mean? Like, it's really weird, but it's really cool, and I'm feeling like so #grateful, thankful, blessed about that right now. And I was just talking to one of the owners of the crystal shop here, and I was saying, like, when I put it into perspective, because I have no concept of time, when I put it into perspective, I hit 10K at the very end of February, and I just hit 50K at the very end of May. And I feel like that is so fast. That is so quick. Like, I didn't expect it to happen so rapidly, And I feel like I don't even know. Like, I don't even know what to say when it comes to this. It's literally so insane that this is even a thing right now. Um, but I am feeling very grateful about that. And mine and Tyler's relationship grew so much when we moved into our first apartment. And I actually found this when we were moving into the apartment that we live in now, because we lived in our last apartment for 2 years. And while I was there, when we were moving out, I read this and I just like, I started crying. I was like bawling my eyes out. I was like, I can't believe that this happened. Like every single thing that I wrote in here, except for working out and cooking, every single thing that I wrote in here came true. I had like almost no friends at this time, and I made amazing new friends who I love so, so much. And my pets are happy, they're healthy. We got a new addition, and he's a nightmare, but he's so cute. And I I don't like, it's crazy. And Tyler, he went to therapy and he was managing his stress better, and he loves his new location of his work. And now, like that he's graduated, he's trying to find an engineering position. Um, but he loves where he works right now. And it's crazy to like look back at the things that you manifest, and I feel like you don't even realize that it's happening when it's happening. Like it's like all of these things are getting checked off of your list, and you look back and you're like, "Oh my God, like I'm exactly where I wanted to be." And I never thought that I was going to get here. When I wrote this, I was so desperate. I was at such a low point in my life. I was like, we're never going to get an apartment. We're never going to be in a new space. Like, I don't even know what we're going to do. I don't think this is going to happen for us. But I held on to that. I like held on to that faith, and I was manifesting so freaking hard, man, every single day. And to look at this now, almost 3 years later, it's insane. It's literally insane that this is even happening, that this is even a thing right now. I don't know, like it's pretty surreal. But I am very grateful that everything ended up working out for me and for Tyler, and I've made so many amazing friends who I love so, so much. It's crazy. In my home that I built, that I created, was known as the safe place, as like a peaceful home. And from going to just absolute chaos to that makes me so happy that I was able to do that despite everything that was going on emotionally during that time. And God, I miss that apartment so much. I love my current apartment. I love my apartment so much, and I love living with Carly so much. Like, I couldn't have asked for a better situation. But that first apartment where it was just me and Tyler was so, like, there will never be anything like that, And obviously when we get a home, like our first home together, like, I'm going to create something completely new and different, and it's still going to feel safe. But it's so weird, that even happened. I don't know. I feel like I'm talking in circles right now. But it's crazy. It's batshit crazy that this was even able to happen. And now, I look at my recent manifestations, like from this past year, and I was talking about, seeing that raven, that it was a raven that landed right next to me. Oh, sorry. It was that raven that landed right next to me. And I knew in that moment that all of my manifestations were coming true. And that was a year ago. And my manifestations during that time were to be a content creator and to be more financially free and to, live the life that I've always wanted to live, like live a luxurious lifestyle. Like, I get facials once a month, like I couldn't for a couple of months, but now I can again, because of, gaining a little bit more finances. And I have a photography business, and I've always wanted to be my own boss, I still work at Ulta, and I think that it's good to have that stability, you know, because I'm just getting started. Like, I'm only a couple months into this, you know, and I think I'm probably gonna stay at Ulta for a little while. Like, I don't see myself quitting that anytime soon. But you know, whatever happens, happens. And I just think that, like, kind of both giving it up to the universe, like through the manifestation. Sorry, excuse me, my sinuses are acting. I feel like I sound so weird. Um, Giving it up to the universe, but also putting in the work as well. Like, manifestation is not just about, like, oh, I want these things, I want these things, I want these things, but I'm not going to do any of the work to get there. It's like you have to give it up, but you also have to work on it, you know? And I think that's the part of manifestation that a lot of people don't understand, is that you have to, it does take work, you know? It doesn't just happen overnight. It takes time. It takes a long time for some of these things to come to fruition. And I kind of wish when I first started this, when I was at this point in my life, I wish that I could kind of go back there and, like, hold her hand and be like, listen, like, this was 21-year-old Ava. Like, listen, all of these things are going to come true. All of your dreams are going to come true, but it takes time and you need to be patient. And I don't fucking like patience, okay? Especially during that time, I did not like patience. Patience did not like me. And I didn't want to wait for anything. I just wanted it all, like, okay, well, I want it, so I'm going to say that I want it, and then it's going to come to me immediately. And if it doesn't come, then I'm going to be like, okay, whatever. And that's kind of how it was at first. And then the more that I learned about manifestation, the more that I realized, like, there are some things that will come very quickly. If it's in alignment with you, you've already made the space to get there, then it's going to, you know, it's going to happen for you, and it's going to happen fairly quickly. But there's other things that are going to take a long time. And then you're not going to realize, once it happens, it's exciting, but you're not going to realize exactly, like, how much impact it has. Because if you look back a few months ago or a few years ago and you realize, like, how desperate you were for this one thing to happen, then that kind of puts it into perspective of, like, oh my God, I wanted this so bad and I got it. And it's so, so, so important to express gratitude, because this is the thing with gratitude, is if the universe gives you something and you don't express the gratitude for it, then the universe is going to be like, okay, well, if you're going to be ungrateful, then why the fuck am I giving it to you? You know what I mean? Because the universe is a bad bitch. Like, she will give and give and give and give and give. But if you're not grateful for it, then she will take it away at the same time. So I really do think that it takes the belief that it's going to happen and hard work, because it doesn't come easily, you know? It's if everything came easily, everybody's life would be so fucking easy and everybody would be where they want to be in life all the time. People would not know struggle, you know? But unfortunately, that's not true. And I think that it's so, so, so important to just remember that, yes, you can give it up to the universe. Yes, you can, or, you know, to God or whoever, whatever your higher power is. And you have to do some work too, you know? I feel like that's the part that I forgot and a lot of people forget, is, like, you can't just say you want it. You got to put some work into it too, you know? And my content creation, like, I honestly feel like everything started taking off when I started, you know, just whipping out my camera while I was on the toilet, which is so crazy and stupid when you think about it. But it's also like, I had no excuse, you know, because before, I'm such a perfectionist. Before, I was like, okay, I need to record all of these different clips, and then I need to put it together, and then I need to do a voiceover. But it is so hard for me to do a voiceover, okay? Because I stumble over my words. We know, if we watch this podcast, we know that I misspeak a lot and I stumble over my words so often. It's literally insane. And doing a voiceover where I only have, like, you know, a 3-second clip to say all of these things, it is very, very difficult for me to do voiceovers. And I'm working on that. Like, I'm trying to do some voiceovers here and there, but, you know, like, I feel like my thing is just sitting and talking. I just need to fucking just get it out. You know what I mean? And I need to rant and I need to ramble. And yes, I talk in circles a lot, but I feel like that's the only way to release it, to really get it out there. And when I started just recording on my toilet, you know, because I spend a lot of time on my toilet, I got IBS. I can't help. I be shitting, okay? I'm shitting all the time. And so I really feel like that was when everything started taking off for me. And I don't know, like I just had a couple videos go viral at the same time, and like now, oh my God, my activity page on TikTok, it's like every time I refresh it, it's like so many notifications of likes and comments and reposts and stuff like that. It's a variety of videos. It's not just one or two videos. It's a variety every single time, and every time I refresh it, it's something different. And there's also things that go viral months after you post them, which is insane, because like there's some videos that I've made that I look back at and I was like, oh my God, like what? This is so, like, I did not think that this was even gonna go viral. Like it got like 200 views and now it's got 15K likes. Like that doesn't, like what? I don't know. I feel like the algorithm on TikTok is so crazy. And then recently I started like posting stuff on Reels too. And on Reels, I feel like some of my videos that don't do well on TikTok are doing really well on Reels. And the algorithms are so weird and so different. And I don't know, like I really feel like if you want to pursue content creation, you just got to do it. It's just, it doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter how you feel. Like even while I've been sick, I've been still making content. I've been making content about being sick, you know? It's just talk about whatever you want to talk about, you know? And I keep saying, you know, Jesus Christ, take a shot every time I say, you know. But I don't know. It's just, it's really weird to think about. If that makes sense. I don't even know where this is going. This might be a shorter episode because I thought that this was going to take a lot longer to talk about, but it didn't. Also, I went and got boba before I started recording this, and I usually get a shake whenever I go, and I get it with almond milk, but I don't think that they made it with almond milk because my tummy's grumbling right now, okay? Might have to shit my brains out when I get home. We will see. But I don't want to subject you to my grandpa farts. My mom always said that I farted like a grandpa. Don't know what that's about. Like I fart like an old man. I don't know what that means, but I feel like it's true. I don't think I've heard an old man fart, but I would assume it sounds somewhat like me. But anyway, I don't know. I feel like, what else can I talk about? Because so far I only have like 25 minutes of a video. I don't know. I feel like recently I've just been feeling very grateful, especially after this month. You know, this month has been fucking hard. I would say May has been probably one of the hardest months for me this whole year, emotionally, and, you know, with the stuff that's going on with my family and just mentally. Like I think I've talked about how I'm talking to my therapist about the possibility of having OCD and things like that. I feel like mentally this month has just been too much. It's been a lot. I've been thinking about so many different things, and I've been thinking obsessively over a lot of different things that I don't want to think about. Like literally I will get thoughts in my head and I have to shake them out. I have to physically shake them out so that I stop thinking about them, because it's like these crazy, crazy, intrusive, obsessive thoughts that I've been having. And struggling with that on top of what's happening with my dad, then I start to overthink about that stuff, and then I overthink about stuff on social media, and, you know, it's a lot. I feel like this month has been a lot, but, you know, we're at the end of it, and just because I had a bad month doesn't mean that it's a bad life, you know? And I think that that's something that I'm also very grateful for, is the fact that my mindset has shifted so much. Like, I don't know. During this time, I was not nearly as positive as I am now. I was a very, very negative person back then. Like I said, I was like, this stuff is never going to happen for me. I used to think that nothing would ever happen for me, and my life sucks, and everything that happened would just snowball me into like the next thing. And I always felt like it was just one thing after another, you know, and it was like one bad thing would happen and then another bad thing and then another bad thing, and I was just an emotional wreck all the time at any given moment, and I used to be so angry. And I still have, some anger. I'm still pretty angry sometimes, especially with what's going on right now. But I feel like back then, I would probably just be lying in my bed not doing anything. And I'm really proud of myself that I'm not doing that anymore and that I'm not there anymore. Because I used to struggle hardcore with depression. I know I said that I wasn't going to talk about heavy shit, but this is kind of, it's a little heavy. But it's like, I'm not crying because I'm sad. I'm crying because I don't know, like I'm proud. I'm really proud of myself that I've gotten here, and that my initial reaction to negative things happening to me now is, it's okay. It's okay. It is what it is. And I just have to accept it for what it is. And I need to continue on with my life, and I need to continue to be happy and continue to put work in that I've been doing. And this did not happen overnight. I was not a positive person just like that. It took a lot of hard work to get here. And I feel like, I don't know, like there was one time that my friend Leona, she had said she said something about like, oh my gosh, like your life is like so perfect. And I was like, girl, no, it's not. And this was pretty early on in our friendship, like kind of like before she kind of knew all of the shit that was going on with me, in my personal life and stuff. But she was like, your life just seems so perfect. And I was like, no, I was not always like this. I used to hate everything about myself. I used to hate my life. I used to want to end my life. I hated everything, everyone. I was never happy. And my happiness felt like just a fleeting moment. And I feel like now it's the opposite. I feel like when I'm in a bad mood, I feel like that is fleeting. And the rest of it is light. It's positive. And I'm able to find the good in every situation now. Even if it takes a couple minutes to think on it and sit on it, sit on it. Sorry. I just thought of like that Family Feud thing. Sit on it, bing. But anyway, I feel like now, I just know that like, just because there's something bad going on, it doesn't mean that I have a bad life, and it doesn't mean that, nothing's gonna work. It's gonna work. It's always gonna work, because it always has worked, and I have faith in the universe and in myself that I'm going to get through it and that things are going to work out the way that I want them to. And I made another video, I think last week or a week or two ago, where I was talking about how I cannot wait for my 40s, because I know that that's going to be like my prime, and because me and my friends were talking about it, Leona asked, like, what do you got, like, if you could be one age forever, like, what do you think you would be? And at first I thought she meant like the age that like we had already been, and I was like, probably 22. I feel like 22 was one of the best years of my life. But then she was like, oh no, like it could be any age. And I was like, I think I want to be in my 40s. I want to be 40, and I want to be, rich auntie, because I don't want kids, but I will spoil the fuck out of my nieces and nephews one day. So I can't wait for my brother and sister, like, to have families, because I'm just, oh my God, I'm going to spoil those kids rotten. They're going to love time with Auntie Ava and Uncle Tyler. Like, they are going to love hanging out with me, and they are going to be my best little buddies. And what the fuck was I talking about? I just lost my train of thought. Thinking about my future nieces and nephews. What the fuck was I talking about? Hold on. Give me a second. Oh, okay. So I wanted to be in my 40s because I know by the time I'm in my 40s, I'm going to be so well off. I'm going to be living in my dream home. I'm going to have traveled. My emetophobia, she's gone. She's no longer existent. I no longer struggle with emetophobia. That is behind me. That was back in the early days. Like, oh my God, you remember back in the day when I had emetophobia? That's so funny. That's so stupid. Yeah, I can't wait for that day. When I don't have emetophobia anymore, what a great day that will be. But I'm going to be, taking care of my health. And I'm already starting to, take better care of myself. And that's also something that I wanted to bring up. I think that's what I wanted to bring up earlier. Oh my God, I remembered. Thank God. So about my reading. So after last week when I was reading, we're going to go on a little tangent. When I was reading last week and I was having a really hard time with we all kind of noticed it, guys. Okay, let's be for real. I can't read. I can, but I can't. And anytime I would read in class, I would get so nervous because I feel like I don't know how to pronounce certain things and I have to sound it out, and then that's fucking embarrassing to have to sound it out in front of people. But I told Tyler, I was I honestly it was a moment where I was oh my God, I need to work this part of my brain out. I feel like I'm so chronically online, I need to start reading again. And so this week, Tyler and I have started doing a new little routine where we read before bed. We try to read at least once a day now for a few minutes. And Tyler wants to go back and forth between fiction and nonfiction because he thinks that would really help with, the creative side of his brain and the logical side, left brain, right brain. And I like self-help books. I feel like those are my personal favorites. So I think going back and forth between self-help and fantasy, even though I don't really like a lot of nonfiction, I feel like that would help me a lot because I feel like nonfiction is a little more verbose, if that makes sense. I don't even know if I'm using that word correctly. This is why I need to read. So I need to read with a dictionary next to me so that I can learn more words, and I need to extend my vocabulary. Because I feel like it is very limited right now. And I don't want to feel stupid, okay? I'm a Capricorn. I need to look like I'm smart as fuck. I need to look like I'm the smartest person in the room at all given times, okay? So, we started reading, and I was I need to start with something that's going to be easy. So I'm reading Coraline. I'm reading Coraline right now. And it's very different from the movie, I've noticed, because I've been watching that movie since it came out, 2009. I've been watching that movie, and I know the entire script for that movie. I am not exaggerating. I used to watch that movie every single night before I went to sleep, for most of high school. It was either that or Big Mouth. And Big Mouth just ended. Okay, I love Big Mouth so much. And that just ended, and I was oh my God. But anyway, so I want to read more often. And so I started with Coraline. And after that, I think I'm going to read a self-help book. I'm thinking about doing Atomic Habits because my mom got that for me for Christmas. And Tyler and I started reading it, but then we kind of stopped. And, because we were trying to read it together, but I feel like self-help books, you kind of need to have your own individual one, and then you need to take notes, and you need to, you need to read it on your own time. And I feel like us reading it together was kind of hard to do. So, we're going to take turns reading that one because we both want to read it. And the Law of Attraction Changed My Life with Francesca Ambers, my favorite podcast. She has a book club where she reads a bunch of English, Ava, oh my God, self-help books. And there's a lot of different ones that she's read. And I was there's a few different ones that I've wanted to get into. There's one about dressing for the life that you want and how to manifest through your clothing and making space. So cleaning your house, decluttering your house in order to manifest better and things like that. So I want to read things that she has in her book club so that way I'm able to, just get some more stuff in my arsenal. I want to learn more daily practices because I feel from the things that I have heard from the Law of Attraction Changed My Life podcast, I have implemented so many of those things into my personal life, and I want to, share those with you guys, whoever's watching this, and learn more and have new habits and things like that form, and then teach other people about it. So that's another thing that I want to do is just read more and expand my vocabulary and my knowledge about everything that I can. So I think the next nonfiction that I want to read is probably going to be 1984, because I kind of want to read stuff that I read back in high school, so that way I can, but this time not forced to read it. I want to read stuff that I had to read back then, and look at it in a different lens now. Because I feel in high school you're just kind of reading it just to memorize for the test, and then after that you're done. So I want to read it to actually read it, because everybody's talking about, especially right now with like our political climate, people are talking about like, oh my God, this is so 1984. And I feel like I remember bits and pieces of 1984, but I think reading it is going to really help me like understand like why people are saying like, oh, this is so 1984. So I think I'm going to read that after I'm done with Coraline, but I wanted to start with something that I knew. And it's kind of funny because like while I'm reading it in the characters' voices from the movie. And I feel like the one that sticks in my head the most is the cat. Like the cat's voice, I feel like really, really like every single time I read a line, I feel like in a way he's almost narrating it for me. Like I'm hearing his voice as I'm reading the parts that are just narration. But yeah, so reading it, because I really want to, strengthen that part of my brain. And so by the time I'm in my 40s, I have a more expanded knowledge, and I'm more well-spoken, I'm more eloquently spoken. And, my fashion, there was a fire truck, and my fashion sense, I've been looking at stuff on Pinterest of like my fashion sense, and now when I go thrifting, I kind of want to start to like find little pieces of like little items of clothing that match that aesthetic that I kind of want to have, So in my 40s, I really feel like I'm going to be thriving. I'm going to be just living this luxurious life. I'm going to be happy, healthy, and wealthy. It's just, when I think about my future, that's what I think about. I know that I'm going to be in my prime in my 40s, and I'm manifesting that. And that means because I'm manifesting it, it's going to happen, because clearly my manifestations do become true. Okay. So I need to trust that. I need to trust the universe. I need to trust myself that I'm going to be able to get those things done. And I will. And I will one day. And I think my 40s are going to be the best years of my life. And I feel like a lot of women are very afraid of aging. But no, I can't wait. I can't wait. And in my dream house, this is, okay. This is the thing that I want in my dream house so, so badly. I need a talking pit in my dream house. If my dream house is not a mid-century modern with dark wood paneling, hardwood flooring. Okay, listen, the one thing about mid-century moderns that I do not like is carpeting. Okay, we're not doing carpets in the bathroom. All right, we're doing chevron chevron hardwood flooring everywhere. And if my dream house does not have a talking pit, it's not my dream house. Period. I need a talking pit. So I just imagine like me and my girlfriends, like in the talking pit, and maybe smoking a little something, and then having some music playing on a record player, and having like a speaker system throughout like the entire house, because I want to host. That's another thing too. Like the mid-century modern was like the hostess's dream house. You know what I mean? And I want a mid-century, if I could build my own house, if I could build my dream house, it's a mid-century modern, and I want half levels of floors. Like I don't want it to be like, 2-3 stories. I want there to be levels to my house, but only half. So there's staircases, but like short staircases, and I want like a big backyard that my pets can run around in. I want a little catio for my cats. And I want my talking pit, and I want it to look very retro, but with current technology, if that makes sense. Like if I could get custom, like appliances that have the same technology that we have. Well, obviously in the future it's going to be like way more technologically advanced, but like making it look like it's from the 70s or the 80s. Oh, that'd be so beautiful. I feel like I would love to just build my own house, be my own architect, you know what I mean? And work with an architect and say like, these are all the things that I want, and I want this house built exactly how I say I want it. You know what I mean? And I feel like when people hear that, they're like, oh, okay, what? Yeah, okay, you get your dream house. But it's gonna happen one day, guys. I fully, wholeheartedly believe that when I am in my 40s, my dream house is going to be built. And I'm going to be, living my best life in my little talking pit, all right? So, that's going to happen one day. And I think about that a lot. And it's in my manifestation journal. And one day, when I'm in my 40s, I'm going to read something just like this that's talking about my dream house. Excuse me. Oh my God. Oh, good Lord. Okay. Is there anything else that I wanted to talk about? I don't think so. I think I mostly just wanted to talk about manifesting and things like that. I'm trying to think of like other big things that I manifested, but I don't have any crazy stories like Francesca Amber does. Like one of her craziest stories is that she had a picture of her future husband. They're divorced now, but she had a picture of her future husband, and it was literally a photo of him, and she married him. And I was like, that's literally fucking insane. Like, she is a master manifester, and that's why I love her so much, and I trust her, like, wholeheartedly. But I don't know, like, I really, manifestation is so real, and I feel like the more achievements that I have in my life, the more I realize, like, yeah, this is meant for me, this is in alignment with me, and I want to build better habits so that I can make room for more of my manifestations to come true, and they'll all happen one day. Like, I know for a fact, like, I know what I was meant for, and it's gonna happen. It's all gonna happen. So if you have ever wanted to go on a manifestation journey, do small things. Take it one step at a time, you know? It's hard to manifest big things when you first start out, you know? And there's also certain things too that, like, you have to be very specific with the universe. You have to be very, very specific, because it'll give you something, but not the exact thing that you wanted, because you weren't hyper specific about what it was. I said I wanted 10K followers on Twitter, but I got 10K followers on TikTok, but all I said was I want 10K followers. Okay. So you have to be very, very specific, about things, and the universe will give back. Okay. But anyway, if you guys want me to talk about, like, what my manifestation rituals are, I can absolutely talk about that. I want to have an episode where I really go in depth about moon rituals. I might do that for our next episode. Let me write that down before I forget. But yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. I know that the universe is looking out for me, and my daily affirmations are, I'm so lucky, everything works out for me, the universe is always on my side, and then I thank the universe 3 times. And I say that every single time I see angel numbers, and I trained my brain. I literally trained my brain to, anytime I see angel numbers out in public, to myself, I'll kind of like, I'm so lucky, everything works out for me, the universe. It's like, I don't know if people notice it, but, like, I will kind of, like, tune everything out for just a second to, like, say everything and then tune back in. Because it is very, very important to me to make sure that I repeat my affirmations to myself every day. And in my mirror, I have affirmations about beauty and confidence and things like that. I'm getting more into glamour magic, so I want to talk about that a little bit more too. And hold on, let me write that down, because I think I know what this next episode is going to be about. Okay, I think that's everything. Let's go ahead and do the Airbuds recap for the for the week. So let's see, tracks of the week. Jerkin by Amel and the Sniffers. Oh my God, I fucking love Amy Taylor. I love her so much. I found out she's a Capricorn, which I was like, okay, period. I see you. Like, she's like, oh, I love her. People say that Capricorns are boring. Look at Amy Taylor and tell me that Capricorns are boring. Please. Please. But Jerkin has been my all-time favorite song since I've been listening to them. It's just so fun. You're a dumb cunt. You're an asshole. Every time you talk, you mumble. She's so good. She's so fun. And I've also been listening to some Sleeping with Sirens. So the second song is If You Can't Hang by Sleeping with Sirens. I made a video of me singing that, which was really funny. And then You Should Not Be Doing That by Amel and the Sniffers is number 3. Number 4 is The Hammer by Kublai Khan. Oh my God. Oh, Kublai Khan TX. Sorry. I love that song. That song is so fucking good. Like, there's like right before the breakdown, he's like, I won't let you walk away yet, and I take your steps as a fucking threat or something, and then it's just like a nasty ass breakdown right after that. So good. Number 5 is A Trophy Father's Trophy Son. I think we all know why. That's by Sleeping with Sirens. Album of the week is Cartoon Darkness by Emil and the Sniffers. So good. And then artists of the week are going to be Emil and the Sniffers, Sleeping with Sirens, and Kublai Khan TX. So that is everything that I got for you today, guys. I hope you guys have a very happy Pride Month, and I will see you next time. I'm beautiful, you're beautiful, we are all beautiful. Have a nice day.